Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. So what do we have? What do we have here? We have a new Maxace. So I've covered their logo there with that atomic slap. Oh my gosh. The percussive blast. Yikes. Anyways, we have a Maxace in a big case. What could this possibly be? I will link this down in the description. This is, as far as like Maxace knives that I have looked at on this channel, which is a lot. I'm a huge fan of Maxace. They're always releasing things that are ridiculous, both practical, impractical, expensive, inexpensive. They are definitely a very dynamic company, and they're really fun to unbox. But I know what this is. It's one of my favorite models, but this is the newest one. I have not opened it yet. This is the Sandstorm MM34-1-A. I have no idea, whatever. This is the newest version of the Sandstorm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's find out. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Is this? Yeah. Oh, this is exciting because the first Sandstorm that I owned was spectacular and I gave it away like a doofer. And then when the next Sandstorm came out, I kept it. And I still kick myself for giving that one away. But now this beautiful monster has returned to me in its ultimate form. Yes. I assume the V3, or maybe this is the... Oh, it's the same as the V1. It's the one that got away. Shh, shh. Shut your mouths and listen. This is the one. Oh, I'm so excited to have this back. This freaking monster titanium DLC coated M390 Sandstorm. Ah, yeah. Yes. Oh man, this is one of the kings of overbuilt knives. God, this is so cool. Does it have it? It doesn't have anything on there. Look at this freaking beast, man. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Still the awkward double detent thing. I remember that from the other V1. It's not a double detent, it's just got two spots, like right... Yeah, the detent ball passes over a spot that's intended for, it's like the ramp or whatever. So just, MM34, is that like the thickness of the blade or something? I don't know. But it's got this spot that it passes over. I guess it's like the ramp or it's some spot like that you can see kind of right in here. I mean, it notoriously has double clutch, right? Which is going to be a deal breaker for some people. But I like this knife so much, just for what it is. I just am willing to, like, personally, I'm just willing to overlook it because number one, I love overbuilt knives. Absolutely love them. And I love integrals. The world where those two things collide is very small. There are very, very few truly overbuilt integrals. When we say overbuilt, people get up in arms. If I don't define overbuilt as something that is capable of withstanding a nuclear blast, then I'm defining it incorrectly. I don't care. Overbuilt, in terms of how I define it, is just a knife. It can be anything, excessively durable. It can be excessively huge in any dimension, or in this case, just excessively thick materials, which is for no other reason than just Maxace having fun, right? So you have this monstrous, absolutely monstrous titanium integral, one solid piece of titanium making the frame. What's going on here? This actually screws down and prevents the lock bar from moving over. So this is actually a screw down lock bar safety. And you can see there they've cut the relief cut in the curved shape, which I have learned is much better than the 90-degree angle shape, which caused the Maxace Vortex, the one that I tested. It caused that lock bar to snap. But this actually prevents the lock bar from moving over, which is really cool. I think it can actually screw down a little further. So that stops it there. But it also has does it have the secondary pin? Did they do that this time? They didn't. That's weird. Really? They didn't do that? Huh, that's interesting. So on the other one, it had a hole that went all the way through the the blade. You know what's bizarre is it actually has, Maxace, I would like to know what's going on here. You guys have a hole. Is it even threaded? That does go all the way through. Where's the pin? Was there supposed to be a pin and you guys didn't put it in here? I wonder if the other one fits. I'm gonna get the other. This is a sample, right? So they sent me a sample, and perhaps they just forgot to include the pin, which is no big deal. So this was the Maxace Sandstorm, like the Gen 2, which I own. And some people are going to like this one more, but it's also a monstrous overbuilt folding knife, right? Just as overbuilt. I think the dimensions are essentially the same, right? It's just not DLC, and it's got a different blade shape. I wonder if this pin will fit it. I mean, if that's the case, then I'm satisfied. I don't need to dual wield these things, right? Does it? Oh, it does. Yeah, it sure does. So that one fits here, and it also fits here. It's a little long, though. I wonder if the one for this version is slightly shorter. But yeah, so this, in my opinion, truly does make this an overbuilt knife, because that pin's going to go all the way through and into the frame on this side, and then you can screw this down. So you have the absolutely titanic titanium lock bar. And then you have your screw down. You have your stop pin back here, and then you have, which is on this knife is notably, no, that's actually a massive stop pin. I was going to say it's small. Shouldered, massive stop pin, screw down safety for the lock bar, and then a secondary pin, which is going to be probably close to 1/4 inch. Bet we can measure that. I bet that's a 1/4 inch pin. Let's see. At least 1/5 of an inch, right? Yeah, 1/5 of an inch. Not quite 1/4 inch, but substantial, right? So that's, I mean, if you're going to go abuse a titanium frame lock, that's about as robust as you need to get. The real question is, do you need all of that? I mean, at that point, use a fixed blade, right? It's an argument that I will always stand by. I don't need these folding knives to be this capable. I think it's interesting and fun, and as an enthusiast, it's stuff like this that just puts a big smile on my face. But when if it came down to it, I'm going to use common sense. Common sense that I think I had when I was a teenager. This folds. So if I'm going to do something potentially destructive with a bladed tool, I'm going to use a tool that's one solid piece, right? I think it's neat, and I think that these are, when all systems are locked in place, right? The frame lock will lock it out plenty for regular tasks, right? But when all systems are engaged, to make it sound cool, yeah, I do think that these are substantially more capable frame locks and more capable folding knives than the majority of stuff that's on the market, right? I don't think that it's going, I mean, if this was like your dedicated batoning tool, would it hold up infinitely? Probably not, but I think it'll do a lot better job than a lot of the other folding knives out there. Then again, I don't think you should depend on any folding knife to baton consistently. I think you should use a fixed blade, right? So I don't think that these are novelty. I think they are definitely strong, but I think that we should not, this type of stuff, don't assume that it's indestructible. Don't assume that Maxace wants you to assume that it's indestructible, right? There's a little bit of common sense, I think, that should be applied with this stuff, and everybody views it a little bit differently. But this is my favorite version of this knife because it has a satin DLC on the flats. This is an actual DLC. I only have one other DLC overbuilt knife, and it's that T1000. This is a DLC integral titanium frame lock that is also overbuilt, making it the only one in my entire collection. This is so wicked. I love this. This is one of my favorite knives that Maxace has ever created, and I'm so happy to have both versions of it now. I feel like this guy's finally home, and this is officially the knife that's going to cause me to order another overbuilt knife case. I no longer have room for my overbuilt knives. I have to order another case. So yeah, I'm gonna do that just for this guy right here. That is super cool. Let's get some specs on it real quick, just for people who are curious. The overall length of this version of the Sandstorm, which I think is the original, is nearly 10 inches. Oh my gosh, this is a monster. It is 10 inches. 10 inches blade length of 4.35, nearly 4.4, and a cutting edge of, nope, that's wrong. The cutting edge is also 4.35. So you have an identical cutting edge and blade length. The blade stock thickness is almost certainly 1/5 of an inch. Let's take a look. Yeah. So your XM24 thickness, I would say that's about where overbuilt thickness starts. The weight, as you could imagine, is going to be substantial because this knife is huge. We'll weigh both of them here. The weight on this guy is coming in at 9.9 ounces, while the weight on the other guy is coming in at 10.4. Really? 10.5 and 10. So this is half an ounce more. Oh, is it the pin? No way, the pin weighs half an ounce. No way. I think it's just slightly more material here. Yeah. Slightly. 0.4 ounces of difference there. Perhaps, yeah, I think just maybe slightly more material all the way around. Is it a slightly larger knife? It is. I want to measure the other one. I think this one is just a little bit longer. God, I didn't realize how big the second one was. So this guy is, no, it's also 10 inches. That's weird. I wonder what element of this knife is making it weigh more. I mean, maybe it's got more titanium on it. It's got like the same blade. I mean, the blade is very similar. Maybe it's slightly more material in the blade and handle, despite it being exactly the same blade length. Okay. Well, whatever. Now I've got them both. So there we go. Cool. Thank you so much to Maxace for re-releasing this. This is an awesome knife. If you like big overbuilt knives, this is definitely one to pick up, but not everybody likes them, and these are going to be hyper expensive, you know, given the combination of M390 DLC, oversized materials, and the integral. Even with it being made in China, yeah, it's going to be substantially more expensive. So I'll link it in the description, but that's going to be it for today. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.